What's up, guys? T5 made a story here, and I kind of had an idea today. You know, I've never actually did like a story time video, a story of something that's happened to me. And I have plenty of stories that's happened to me in school, all kinds of stuff that's gone down that's pretty crazy that you wouldn't think would happen to somebody at a middle school. So I am finishing 7th grade, or I'm done with 7th grade. I'm going into 8th grade now. So I have pretty much a whole year worth of messed up stuff that's happened to me, at least in my perspective. Maybe to the teachers it was my fault. Maybe to the teachers I'm just a piece of crap. But we're not going to talk about a story with a conflict with the teacher. We're going to talk about a story which is the most recent one, a conflict with a beluga whale, a wildebeest, I tell you. Okay, I'm not gonna say any names, so we're just gonna call this person the big one. Okay, that's what we'll call this person. This person, the big one, I've been going to school with for a very long time, and the big one got held back twice in the 2nd grade. So the big one is about 15 years old. And I'm not exaggerating when I say the big one. My grandmother came to pick me up that day. I asked her if she saw the big one, and she said no, but she came to get me the other day, right before the last day of school. And my grandmother's a very southern older woman, so she does speak kind of weird. Her exact words were, "Ooh boy, that was a whopper." Those were her exact words. So I'm not exaggerating when I say the big one. The big one's legs are about the width of my torso. And I'm not a small dude. I'm like, I went to the doctors pretty recently, and I'm like 5'10", 180. And I'm 13. I'm not a very small dude. If you watch my streams, my shoulders aren't small. I'm not small. So for somebody to be way bigger than me is way bigger than me is kind of intimidating for me, okay? But you might think, well, this was a girl. I don't know. I think it was a girl. I'm not sure what it was. But all signs honestly pointed to wild animal, but apparently it was a girl. I'm not sure when the big one was labeled an actual human, but you know. Anyway, it all started right after 6th period, going to 7th period. Me and Device. You might know Device. He streamed a couple of times with me and Demented. He's been in a couple of my streams of Battlefield 1 and Black Ops 3. So you might know Device. He's my best friend, and I've known him for a very long time. And we were just walking, and the big one must have been having a bad day. The big one comes through. This huge crowd of kids walking to get to their next class, okay? We're all minding our business, just trying to, get to the next class. She comes through, pushing, shoving, walking all fast, and me, I'm not a wuss, okay? I speak my mind. So when she comes through and she pushes and shoves me, nobody said anything. Device didn't say anything. I said something. I was like, hey, like, you need to wait. Like, you're not just gonna push me like I'm not there. So then the big one gets upset because I've confronted the big one now, and the big one doesn't like being confronted. So now the big one puts its hand in my face, whatever it was. It puts its hand in my face, okay? I didn't like that. I told the big one to get its hand out of my face. The big one says, "What you gonna do about it?" I'm like, okay, this is I'm pretty sure, they've labeled this thing girl or a female, so I don't want to hit it. I'm taught from home not to hit a female. That's my mom, don't ever. But look, there are exceptions. Honestly. There are exceptions. When this female or this thing, whatever it was, is the same height as you and weighs at least 375 and throws its fist up, I feel like you should be able to retaliate, especially if the big one hits you first. So that's the first thing that happened. We got a huge argument in the hallway. I was yelling, she was yelling, and we just went to our classes. So then I'm standing at my locker putting my stuff in my book bag, you know, about to go home. This is right as we're about to go home. So my friend walks over to me and he asks me, you know, what happened with the big one in the hallway. The big one hears its name. It comes over to me and my friend and gets very hostile. So I'm like, hey man, you need to leave like right now. Like nobody was talking to you. No, you get out of our conversation. This is me and him talking, all right? This has nothing to do with you. I don't care if you heard your name. Like, get out of my face with all this. So now the big one is ready to fight. The big one throws its fist up. Yes. It's 5'9", kind of 5'10", Kyle, 180 pounds. He's kind of tall. He's not that muscular. He's kind of just average. And, you know, he's just there. And then there's at least 350, 5'8", at least 350 pounds, I'm telling you. Her legs got to be at least, both her legs got to be at least half of that. And then the rest of her body makes up the other, like, it's like her legs have to be like 100 each. And then the rest of her body is probably like the other, like 150. I'm not taking into account her fat arms or anything like that. I'm telling you, she's big. It's big. I don't know what it was. Throws his fist up. So now I'm like, okay. I start backing up because I'm like, I'm not trying to hit you right now. Because I'm not trying to put you down in this hallway, okay? I ain't no little girl. I'm not trying to put you down. So I start backing up and the big one's still walking towards me. Fist up. So I'm like, alright. So now I put my fist up too. As soon as I threw my fist up, this little lady, the little teacher runs in the middle. Now this little teacher likes the big one. The big one runs up on me. You're gonna go after a female? I'm like, this female is 380, 5'8", okay? And she got her fist up. I'm not taking this whooping. So now I'm arguing with the teacher and I'm arguing with the big one. The big one tries to like tries to grab me from behind the teacher. So now I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna go after you. So now I'm just like, I got my fist up and like all of a sudden a bunch of my friends come over to me and try to hold me back or something. It made me look like I was a psychopath because there was way too many people on me at this point. There had to have been at least 5 people on me trying to stop me from literally doing. I wasn't even doing anything. All I was trying to do was defend myself from this beast, this wildebeest, this beluga whale that walked up on me with her fist up. So I'm throwing people off of me because there's one little 5'3" old lady in front of the whale, and there's like 5 dudes the same size as me on me. Ain't no reason why this whale can't run over here and cold cut me in the face while they have my arms. I'm throwing people off because I do not want to get hit. I don't want to get hit. It's gonna hurt. Those are heavy hands. really, really, really heavy hands. I don't want to get hit at all. Okay, so eventually, it took to get me to stop throwing people off of me. It took a teacher and 3 kids, and then they wouldn't let me go home. And then, get this, the teacher that favorited the big one actually tried to lie to the police officer and say that I hit her when she got in front of the big one. And I've already made it established that I'm not a Chris Brown, okay? I don't just Chris Brown chicks for no reason. I don't see why I would need to hit an old lady that was half my size. That doesn't make any sense. She's just mad because I was messing with her precious whale. I don't know. I don't understand. And she tried to stop me, and I told her to get out of my face. And then the principal came and calmed me down. Now the principal is like, you know, one of the principals like that's really cool with me and calm me down, because it's like, you're not against me. I don't need to act crazy right now because you're not against me. So I calm down. I'm cool. All of a sudden, I'm walking into the room just to get away from everything, and I hear this little 5'3" teacher going, "Oh my God, he was going after that girl. He hit me." And I got mad. I was like, "You don't even know what you're talking about." Like I said it to her. I was like, "You don't know what you're talking about, so stop talking about me. You don't know the story. I didn't even touch you. Stop lying to all of them. Like you don't even know. I'm justified for everything that I just did. You don't know what happened, and you're automatically resorting to, wow, what a terrible guy." And that's honestly, I think that's why I get into so much conflict with teachers. Because once I get in an argument with one teacher, teachers get it in their head. They talk about the kids and they talk crap about the kids. They get it in their head that certain kids are just the devil. I'm not a bad guy, honestly. As long as you don't make me mad, I'm not a bad guy. And I don't do anything that bad. Like, I'll talk, but the only reason I'll get mad is if I'm talking. You can tell me to stop talking, okay? 2 things that make me mad. If you just hear me talking once, there's no reason you should be yelling at me right now. No reason. And if the kids are riding your meat and trying to help you, and I say something to the kids, and then you take up for all the kids in the classroom over me and pin me down against the whole class, then I'm gonna get mad. And then I'm gonna talk crap, and I'm gonna make you and the rest of the class look stupid. Anybody who was laughing, they're getting flamed. The teacher, if we get in an argument, you're gonna lose. If a teacher makes me mad, I've told teachers all kinds of dumb stuff. It's just, like, they just make me mad. Like, half the time, I don't even do anything that bad. It's just gossiping is what honestly probably gets me in trouble. But the story isn't over yet, okay? So I'm in the principal's office, and my mom came to pick me up. And the next morning, me and my mom went into the school. I told her normally what goes down, like the procedure for the type of stuff that happens to be at school. I tell my mom the story, and my mom goes in there and tries to work stuff out with the people. Okay, so she's kind of like the lawyer in that sense. My mom or my dad goes in there and tries to work some stuff out, or says something to them about how dumb they're acting. Because I'm not a liar. I don't lie. Like, my parents would take my story because I don't lie to them. I've never had a reason to lie to them, like, ever. So if I say that it wasn't my fault, and if I do something that was completely my fault, I'll tell you it's my fault. I'll tell you, dang, well, yep. Like, one time, I got mad at a kid for talking crap, and I slung him around the classroom by his neck, and that wasn't right. He didn't touch me, he didn't do anything to me but run his mouth. But I even said that, yep, give me my punishment, that's my fault. Even my mom, I just couldn't do anything for a little bit. She just took my PlayStation for a little bit, and I just couldn't do anything for a little bit. But I was fine with that just because it was my fault that I got in trouble. I didn't have to do all that. I was just having a bad day, so I slung him around by his neck. But they tried to suspend me for 4 whole days for not even getting in a fight. I didn't fight anybody. No fists were thrown. There was no physical contact with anybody unless they thought that I hit some teacher, which I didn't. But they tried to suspend me for 4 days, and my mom wasn't having it. So my mom is like Google King, okay? So she searches up on Google and she starts doing a bunch of research, and she gets me back. I was suspended for 2 days with another 2 days of in-school suspension or indoor suspension. They put you in a room with a bunch of other bad kids that probably did. Actually, most of the time they're not really like bad kids. They're a lot like me. They just, somebody made them mad and they retaliated, so now they're in here. But that's where I was for about 2 days, and the 4th day that I was suspended in the ISS, I had to do some mediation. This is the stupidest thing I've ever. Why would you put the beluga whale and Kyle in the same room after that? That's dumb. And then the beluga whale in this mediation had the nerve to ask me, "You was really gonna hit a female?" And I was like, I'm telling you, if I didn't want to be mean if I didn't want to be mean that day, I would have told her, "You're not a female. Like, you don't count. Honestly, look at you. You are fat. You're huge. You don't count." Now, if a little 5'2" skinny chick walks up on me and starts throwing her fist, she can't hurt me. She can't hurt me. I'm just gonna let it happen. I'm just gonna tell her to stop. I don't know. Catch your fist. I'm not gonna do anything about that. I have no reason to hit somebody of that size. They can't hurt me at all unless they know something. But even if they didn't know something, I would just let it happen. Like, I'm not gonna beat somebody up, especially if they're a female and they're that size. That's not morally right for me. But you have the nerve, as big as you are and as crazy as you was acting, to ask me if I was really gonna hit you. Yup, I was gonna knock a couple pounds off of your big tail. I was gonna put you down. I was gonna put you down, son. Like, I was really, if she would have hit me, I would have knocked a couple pounds off her, and nobody would have been mad at me. Even my grandmother called you a whopper. My grandmother's a nice lady. She just never make fun of people. Ever. Even my grandmother called you fat. Oh, this last stand, kid. Anyway. That's pretty much the story for today. I don't know. And tell me if you enjoy the story times, because I have a lot of stories that I can tell that's happened to me in school before that would probably be pretty entertaining for you guys to listen to. You might laugh at me, call me stupid. You know, how do you get in trouble for that? I don't know. Ask the teachers and the principals. But that's all for today, guys. Peace out.